Hi there, this is Utsav and you are watching DUNIFX and I welcome you to the second lecture of ball animation series. So without any further ado, let's get started. So this is the window which appears first when you open your Blender. These are some file categories on which you can make your Blender files on. We'll be working on the general here. And these ones here are the recent projects you have been working on. So go ahead by clicking anywhere on the screen to start. And first things first, let me enable my shortcuts so that you can see what I click or type. So here it is. And let me shift it to the left side of the screen. Yeah, here. Now, what if you have a big screen and the icons appear too small for you? So go ahead and hit the Edit tab, go to Preferences, choose Interface, and under the display options here, you see an option which says Resolution Scale. Drag it all the way to right to increase the size and towards the left to decrease the size. I'll keep it on default, that is 1. Hit Enter. Okay. And we will be going to discuss these 6 tools today. So let's start with here first. This is the scene collection. Anything you see on your interface here will be also written here. Say I've selected the cube here is highlighted, and the light so is with the camera. Now what if you want to zoom in or zoom out? So using your middle scroll wheel, just scroll up to zoom in and scroll down to zoom out. And if you want a 360-degree view of your mesh, by the way, this cube here is called a mesh in Blender. So go ahead and click the middle scroll wheel, hold it and rotate it like this so that you can view from any angle you want. Also, if you don't want to change the angle, rather you simply want to take all of your interface to a part, so hit shift and hold the middle mouse button to shift or drag it to anywhere you want it to be. Okay, so talking about the first tool here, it is the select box. As the name suggests, it helps you to select anything which is on the screen. Say you have many objects on your screen. Just imagine how hectic will it be to select each of them one by one. So you can just simply draw a box like this and select all of them. Nice. Now this one here is the cursor. Select it. And as you see this symbol here, it represents the cursor. So basically wherever the cursor will be, your mesh will be added there. Say I move the cursor to this point. Now let me add a new mesh. So hit shift A to add this pop-up menu and go under the mesh, choose a cube. See, the cube appeared here because my cursor is here. So let's undo this by hitting Ctrl Z. Yeah, let's bring the cursor back here. Now the third option, and it says move tool. It's also called a grab tool, and as you can see the shortcut here, it says shift spacebar or the hotkey G. So let's click this. Now if you were to move the cube on any axis, say you want to move the cube on X axis, so hold this arrow here and drag it all the way here. If you want to confirm your selection, release the left click, and if you want to cancel your selection, there are two ways. First is Ctrl Z, or you simply drag it here and without leaving the left click, click right. So this will cancel your selection. And you can do this with the y-axis and the z-axis here. Right, let's bring it back and let's have a look with the hotkey G. That says grab, so press G, and if you want to move it along the x-axis, hit X to move it along the x-axis here. If you want it to move along the y or z-axis, just press G and hit X or Y to move it along those axes. Let me show you. Hit G, Y, it moves, hit G, Z, and here it moves along the Z axis. Now this one here is the rotate tool, and the hotkey it says R. Let's select it. It's same as the grab tool. You can move it along any axis you want, say the Z axis, the Y axis, or the X axis, right? Now let's test it with the hotkey. So hit R. To rotate it along the X axis, hit X. It moves. And if you want to rotate it along the Z or Y axis, hit R, Z. Here it moves, hit R, Y, and it will move along the Y axis. Now if you want to scale your mesh, choose this one, and the hotkey it says S. So let's scale it along the Y axis, let's scale it along the Z axis, and let's scale it along the X axis. Easy. Now let's undo it and let's hit S. By the way, if you don't hit any axis, you can freely move it or rotate it or grab it to wherever you want. Say I did not press any of the axis keys, so I can scale it along the 3 axis. And let me show you with the grab tool as well. Hit G. See, you have a free tool to move, and if you hit R, you can rotate on whichever axis you want. Nice. And this 6th option here, it represents the combination of all the 3 tools, that is the grab tool, rotate tool, and the scale tool. So you have all the arrows here, but you don't need this because you know the hotkeys. Yeah. Now these ones are the different viewport shading options for you. This one is the render view, this one is the material view, and this one we'll be working on is the solid viewport mode, and this one here is the wireframe. Okay, don't worry, we'll be discussing them in the further lectures. So we are currently working on the object mode, as you can see here. Now if we are to do any modeling of our object, we'll be going to the edit mode here, and remember the hotkey for the edit mode, it's tab. Press tab to go into the edit mode, and press tab again to come back to the object mode. And this one here is the animation keyframe panel, wherein we'll add keyframes for our animation. So pretty much for today. Let me think again if I am not forgetting anything else. These ones we will be talking in the later parts of the video. Yeah, we are complete now. So I'll see you in the next lecture. In the next lecture, we will be making the ball and a plane, so don't miss it. If you face any problems regarding the tools, hotkeys, or the interface, please do let me know in the comments below.